Good morning. Let's get some music going. Wonder if I can listen to this album. Let's keep track of our YouTube thing here. Yo, Knife! What's up? Did you get a chance to test the key? So, I've been toying with some stuff. Currently the game is in a ugly duckling phase again because when working on the level editor, I found it's really hard to like see what's going on. I'm trying to like put in a tiny bit of extra contrast and stuff, and to do that I decided to try a thing where I'm no longer using the LUT table to calculate colors. Instead, oh wow, that's not transparent at all. I'm doing something else, which leaves the game in sort of an ugly state. Hello Flex, what's up? So I'm still kind of tweaking, and some of the things that I have been doing versus some of the things that that I'm doing now is I'm trying to more closely, like the game used to be very YouTube doesn't seem angry with me with audio. A little bit scared of this. Maybe I'll get a... I guess we're gonna do my regular playlist. Although I could use some more uplifting music, but anyway. Anyway, so the game used to be a lot less, like the colors were a lot less what you would actually see on the screen. So like the water would be that specific green, like this green. The sky would be another color, and then I would map those onto a lookup table. One thing I'm trying now, because of how things blend together and stuff, is to actually make the materials look more like the final image. Of course, not exactly, but make them look a little bit more in hue and so on, so we can tell more what's going on with the game. It does seem like it loses a little bit of charm, but I think it's a matter of tweaking the values. The other values I've tweaked like crazy, and this is just like something I started last night because why not? So the quantization level, for example, matters a lot. And I'm feeling like maybe we used to do like 6. Oh, here I have this weird bug where my mouse get locked inside the reload thing because I had to do a really weird thing to make this. So one thing I did, hello Diomon, thank you so much. This is also not quite as good as it has been. But anyway, so what I did yesterday is like I've started to tweak this little algorithm here, and I was desperate to not have to like save, go in here, toggle this on and off, wait for like a little compile thing. So instead I made it so that it can actually hot reload, which is like godly. So you can see like if I have really low values here, I can just like save and it automatically updates. Makes tweaking so much easier. This part I probably could have like a few sliders in the UI, but I like tweaking code because a lot of the things I've been working on is just like trying to make the colors match what was before. Oh, he actually made this as a little, where is it? Here. Where I could toggle on the old method, which doesn't quite work because the quantization values aren't the same, but it would sort of work. But also now I've changed the way that we do the color, so it also doesn't quite work. But I compare, like we can bring up the a comparison of what the game used to look like and what the game looked like for a bit. This is like the look of the game before, and it's kind of dark and it lacks contrast, which is a mood, I guess. And now the game has a little bit more contrast, but it kind of loses a little bit of the charm, a little bit of the like finely tuned colors, and it also has a little bit more details and stuff, like textures come across a lot better. But yeah, I don't know if this is gonna stick, but it's a thing that I had to at least explore due to the fact that when we get into the level generator in a bit here, it's really not great to work where you can't see where edges are, for example, stuff like that. Same with like the enemies are a little bit over saturated, like they have a little bit too much color at this point, and I want to like make them use the actual color that they should be, not just pure green. But got to start somewhere. Yeah, so I can show you how the level editor works at this point. Just gotta go click a button, boot into level. So here's the level editor. I actually haven't tried this with with the new new graphics stuff, so it looks a little bit weird. Here you can see some cool artifacts with these lines here. I think I have to tweak my settings for like the outline. There's a too little difference here with respect to some stuff. It might be how I set the camera. Like the near far plane stuff for this particular camera is different to the in-game camera. So what you can do here is you can press tab and you just jump into the game at where the camera is. So like if you want to try playing from here, you can do that. Tab. Just hover over things, and if you want to move something, just drag it by an edge, or not an edge, but a surface, right? And then you can also like hold control to scale along a surface. So if you wanted to make like, this wall should be like all the way up here, you can of course like delete stuff. And if you wanted to move this over, you can actually hold Alt, drag by one of the surface, just like if you were moving, and you will make a copy. Then it's like, okay, let's see how that feels in game. Oh, that's more, I don't know, iconic or whatever. I don't have support for stairs, which is maybe, I have a little to-do list we can look at in a bit. Fun to just jump around. Oh, and the editor does allow you to go here and actually work on some stuff. However, it doesn't allow you to interact with things in the way that you would expect from this side. But at least you can inspect them. I don't know if I think I probably will do something about that too. But you can like jump into things. It's got like undo support, so you can like undo all those changes you did and redo them if you wanted to. It saves the level like across. There's only support for one file name right now, which is something we might wanna look at. But yeah, it's yeah, and you can create new blocks by just middle clicking. Like I want some pillars here, for example. But the blue shimmer here is very distracting. I think the best part of the level editor is just that you can like pop in and out of stuff like this. And I guess the idea with the level editor also is that maybe it's a bit of a limitation thing, where let's say you have endless opportunity, or like you can do anything. That's kind of crippling, because then you don't know what to do. When you have some limitations that say like you have a little bit of a crappy level editor, it's going to limit you in what the possibility space is, and maybe you can make some more interesting choices due to that. And I feel like I'm very I don't know what to say, but like option paralysis-ized, because of all the potential ways that I can make levels, and I just need something to lock things down a little bit. Plus, this workflow is really fast, and everything else, like I did the hot reloading, and I've done like since I'm using a GD script, it's really easy to just iterate really quickly. Okay, let's try to figure this out, because that's gonna be a bit of an issue. One problem I have is I can't bring this. I can't look at this in the editor right now. I don't quite. We don't see it as much with these other things because they are having. Maybe it's just a scale thing actually. Yeah, when I'm a bit further away, you can see that thing here. Let's bring up this thing. It is definitely coming from the outline. Maybe another level could be a better preview of this. Here we see it pretty clearly. I think it's the threshold at which we are applying the outline. So you have this thing here, it's 0.3 meters. We gotta be, a distance between two pixels need to be, like the depth distance needs to be bigger for it to actually apply. I'm getting that bug again. And then after that bug, I can't rotate the camera unless I press Ctrl-Shift-Alt. This is a strange thing. You can see there's always gonna be a little bit of that going. It's a weird line here, but at least it's not as bad. Did it also break? Because I want it on stairs, like the amount. Yeah, maybe that's a bit too much. Yo, Knife, thank you for the sub. Hello, Hiroshi, what's up? So 3 brings in those. 4 loses a little bit of it. Oh, come on. Give me back my mouse pointer. I don't know, let's jump into the game. Yeah, thank you so much. Whoa, it's already getting hot in here. I gotta, as soon as I start streaming and my computer gets a little bit like heated, getting some issues. One thing we could do with this, here's another problem. I can't like hot reload, I think at least. I think I can't hot reload this, right? Because that updates all that, but it doesn't update this. So I gotta restart for that to update. I don't know if there's a good way around it. But maybe what I should do is just like create a long block and look along it in the editor so we can tweak the values. Let's actually just do the block editor block tool, put it in here, see where it is. Hello? Just do the setup, set the size, let's do like 100 in Z or something. Put it down here. Whoop. And whoop. And here it becomes really obvious that we have a problem. So the further back you get, the more of a problem we have. What? Why? Why? Stop it. So if I forgo, like, let's say this, the outlining on the stair, which I don't want. So what we can do is say scale the threshold between two values using a mix. Let's say when you're really close to the pixel, let's make it 0.1, and when you're really far from it, let's make it like 2. And then the depth at which this applies will be I don't know, maybe NDC something. See if this has any desired effect. Sort of working. You can still see a little bit of that. So now it's about tweaking the values, like reducing this. Oh, and it's doing this all the time. I'm having a similar problem with. Oh, stop. Can we get like a little stair here? Let's put it down here. This is actually pretty good, like compared to what it used to be. Let's say that this was before it was this, and that has a lot of problems. Or we could do like a bigger threshold, and that removes all of those, but it still has a little bit of problem. We brought it into this, which is much fewer problems. There's still some at the end there, so. We could up this. It's all about like tweaking shit. I do feel like still this little fella here would be better. I want to see it a little bit further away. So we could push depth center by saying like, give me the biggest out of 0 and depth center minus, let's say, 10 meters. So it kind of pushes the plane backwards. And now I'm getting the bug again. Every time I'm like switching between these, we're getting some issues. This feels to me a bit calmer. Except that things are popping in and out, which is maybe... There I saw some weird... There's some lines here. And when you're really close at really oblique angles, you're still gonna get the issue. So I think there might be some other technique we can do, but this is probably... Let's try it out in the editor and see. Yo, pull into me. What's up? Have a good one, Knife. Yeah, this looks a lot better. This looks a lot better. Fewer artifacts. It's not perfect, but it's much more usable. Looks better. Cool. Okay. Still looks good here. Yeah. Less than stellar. What we should probably have is like... Can we get the... We don't really have the normal. I was just thinking maybe there's a way to do this with the normals, where we deny outlining when the normal is too perpendicular to up vector, or actually when it's the further away from the forward vector of the camera, the less it would be applied somehow. Especially when I'm doing this, you can see the the line's very clearly on the floor there. But well, I guess we'll get to it. So what I'm gonna start the stream by is just take a look at what we have changed, and we're gonna get rid of some of these. We're gonna call this looks tuning. Cool. Did I put the debug stuff anywhere good? No. Let's put this inside of Freon ready so it gets destroyed. And then we need... Oh yeah, my boy, stair, it's in there. Cool, good. I'm gonna go get something more to drink, and then we're gonna look at the to-do list. Which reminds me to not show the potential of the thing that I have. No, it is actually okay. I'll be 1 second. Change this guy into like be right back. A bit ugly, but it'll do. So here's the to-do list that I've started working on. It's by no means like exhaustive, but we have some stuff in here. By the way, I want to do a change to my my window manager thing, so you can have like, because it doesn't really make sense to have this wide of a text editor, but it does make sense to have that wide of like this window sometimes, but not always. So I have some ideas on how to do that, but we'll get there. So one of the big things is that when you're trying when you're doing this, you would have to move individual blocks. You can't do multi-select. So if I wanted to move this, I'd have to like move that, move that, move that, and move that. And multi-select would be cool. So you can like select things. And then when you change something, that happens on all of the things. I will say it's gonna complicate things quite a bit. Like it is kind of tricky to get right, because now we gotta take that into account when we're doing like undo. Whenever we're moving things, like for example, I could see how changing the height of something wouldn't necessarily need to be multi-selected. But let's say you were like, I want to select this, and then I want to like change the height on that. I don't know. If we just do move and rotate, I think we're better off. Move is easier. Rotate is a little bit tricky because we got to figure out what point we should what I want to well, I guess you have to like know what point to rotate around is what I'm trying to say. Hello, Spirulina. What's up? Is it not what scenes are for? Yes, you can do scenes, and I've done scenes, but one of the things that I want to do with this is to expose it to people, and I don't want to give away the game like the Godot file, even though you probably can decompile it, but I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking it would be cool to make a level editor, mostly for my sake, but also for potentially exposing to actual like players, so they can contribute to the roster of available levels. Partly just because like I'm not. I think the problem is that I'm not that interested in making levels. I just listened to an interview with like Casey Muratori, and he was like, he said that he's a technologist. He likes making cool tech, and he likes making things look good or have cool systems, but he's not that into like game design. And I feel like I'm similar. I like making systems for game design to happen in. I'm not that into like making levels or content or whatever. So maybe I can like save myself some pain and expand the amount of content the game has by user generated stuff. I think that also has some pretty cool effects when it comes to marketing. People will like feel like the game is bigger. People can actually sort of market the game for you by spreading their levels, as well as like showing off their speedruns, and challenging people could also be like a thing that feels very, what should I call it, like markety. It doesn't, well, it shouldn't feel markety, but it would sort of be, right? I guess the average position of selected object. Yes. The only problem is that I'm snapping positions pretty heavily in this this thing. So it's like 1 by 1 meter snapping. So that's kind of, I don't know if it's an issue, but it's a thing. And if you're rotating things and they don't really have like a frame of reference, gonna run into a little bit of some problems there. There are some more like visibility issues. This was worse before I did the change to the graphic pipeline style. Here you can see an issue sort of with the snapping. It's hard to get a clean line at certain angles. So you got to kind of work around that. Maybe like hide the seam with something, or I don't know. I don't show the selected object in any kind of color either, which is something I think I have to do. There's no alignment tools. Just a shit ton of stuff to do here. But you can see this as like, it's not usable yet, but it shows some promise of becoming a cool tool, I think. Yes, level editor. This is what I need to work on right now. I got an isometric 2D in Godot 4 game. I was wondering to use tile maps to paint the level, then in the game replace the particular tiles with scenes. Also, maybe have a layer for grass and tiles. 0 to 10 would all be grass for different stages of progress of vegetation. I don't know what the game is, but sounds cool. Yeah, I don't know exactly. I could, because we don't snap things. Actually, I'm just doing it as I'm moving. So if you're rotating something, I could just ignore the positional snapping, which I think I already do. Dude, I really like how some of this comes across. I don't like the artifacting there, of course, but the way the light works here, it looks pretty cool. Same with this side. I'm digging what's happening. This is also not a stair, which is something I want to work on. So you can't run up it. And if you get stuck on that kind of sucks. So I want to have actual stairs in the game and arches and some other, so that things are not just blocks. Sure, paste the link. That's okay. It sounds like a fungi game. Sorry.
Yeah, let's look through the references before you drop. But
oh, stop talking thing. So yeah, this looks cool. Here's the thing. This is an AI generated image, right? Oh, spirulina is also like a fungus related thing in mycelium. Cool. This doesn't really match what's going on here. It makes it really obvious. Kind of off-putting. I don't know. I don't know if you want a Steam page review. Cool. Good luck. Oh, you got reviews. Cool. I'm sure you're aware of those, but I think you should work on the colors in game. It looks less great than it could. Like, just balance the colors a bit. Like, look at that AI image if you wanted that. Like, if you want to use that, and then, like, try to apply the colors, but just to take you in there. So we have Facht. I'm guessing that this is just spam, because yeah, Islam spam. I'm not particularly religious. I don't have anything against Islam particularly, but I would like maybe for not to have these thing. There is much room for improvement. Badum tish. Where is Balrog? Where is Mr. Balrog? Oh Lord. Let's look at a to-do list one more here. Different block types. So the things that I have in mind are stairs. We can already say like block. Yay, that exists. We want stairs. We want arches. And I wonder if we want like we do a lot of pillars. So maybe it would be nice to have a way to do like maybe cylindrical pillars that aren't this blocky. Could be like a thing. Because if you look at some of the levels in the game, one thing that I do a lot is those, I call them nubs for no good reason. So like, let's go to some level and look, that fences, maybe So I think a good example would be orbs. So here we got these little, yeah, I call them nubs because they're like a little thing. Much of what makes this level kind of just a tiny bit more dynamic is the fact that this is rotated slightly. I could just make we could try just like what would it take to remake this level in the level editor. One way would be to, or maybe even the one that I'm always remaking, like crowd here, which is the thing that I'm always working on. Oh yeah, we got these planks, which have, it is these bends that I'm mostly like, I don't know what to do with that. You can see them in some places, like here there's a little bit of a bend. Maybe that's not needed, but I think probably it is. Do you know of a place a game dev can brainstorm with other game devs on game design when you got stuck and need someone to different perspective? I've read some interesting discussions in on Reddit r/game design. So maybe put something there. Also, you know, we have a Discord. You can join, and then you can chat about design there. There's a few people who actually answer. I do in as long as I have some time, which is not always, but I try to interact as much as possible. Yeah, the bends look pretty good here, but they're not easy to implement inside of the level editor. So I think let's take a look, another look at this. So maybe the bends would be a thing. Decoration, we need like grass, particularly, and like other stuff. The portal walls, yeah, right. That's true too. And I wonder. They're simply called barriers in game. Oh, Pirate Software is probably like you got to get a lot more answers on other places because our Steam or our Discord isn't that big. That's a good idea, QNF. So the way I was thinking to implement this would be that all the block types, there will be one block type that has a type, or like there will be one block class, which is everything, and then the type will just be like an enum or a number that tells it how it's gonna be like generated in the game. So for example, with stairs, I would just set type to stair, and then it would, if I press like 1 on the keyboard, that's the idea, it would generate a stair inside of that block with just like positive Z or something is the forward direction. But yeah, I actually have to take a one short little break. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry. I am here. I think there is a fair point to be made for just doing something that's fun. Spirulina asks about like limited time demo, or a demo that's only up for a while. Most people say leave it up. That's what I've heard, but I haven't done any like deep thought about it. Yeah. I don't really see the reason why you would take it down. Unless your demo is replacing some of the needs of your game. So like, for example, if it's more fun, or if it's fun enough to play the demo so that you don't feel like you have to buy the game, then maybe you would want to do something like that. But then you're having some other problem, right? Oh, the demo should definitely just be an ad for the game, I think, yes. So opposite of what you're saying, RS Red. It should make you want to buy the game. Or at least talk about the game to some other people that might want to buy it. I need a button that starts the level editor. Let me get rid of these white highlights. They're a little bit too much. Can I not make them green somehow? I don't know where they come from. It does depend. You might take it down after you have launched, but like you have the demo. Like I feel like as a consumer, it's really nice to be able to play a demo. As a developer, I'm not sure it's always the wisest thing to do. Because oftentimes I would play a game and be like, see how it would be fun, but be done with it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like you could make a case for games that have demos should not like of course this wouldn't be a good idea, but you could say games that have demos should not be subject to that 2-hour period. I think that would be really, people wouldn't really like that idea, like players, because players don't really like things, I guess. But like as a developer, it feels weird that you can try the game with a demo and then you can say, oh, I like this, and then you buy the game and then you play the game that you know what it is, and then you you also get to return the game within 2 hours. Because one of the problems with like making smaller experiences is that 2 hours might be the entirety of your game. I don't know. true. Like it would require some sort of, but we also have reviews that could solve some of those issues. Just read the reviews and see if anyone says that that game is not the same game as the the demo, and then maybe some kind of formal complaints, like a fraud. But I get the issues, and I don't think I would subscribe to like having that actually happen. But I could make some kind of a, you know, an argument for it. So what do we do? I feel like making this into an actual stair would be fun. More fun than actually doing the what should we call it? Like the multi-select, because I see that could have a lot of issues. Then I want to get into a little bit of decoration, because I would like to see how this game would look if I had like grass and stuff on these surfaces here. And I haven't quite figured out how I want that to happen, and if there should be like some caching going on, because it can't be too slow if I'm gonna have this interactive. But we'll figure it out. So what do we actually want to do here? To change, let's say we wanted a stair. We'll create a block. This is how I want it to work. We'll create a block. Let's say the stair should be all the way over here, maybe. Oh, F. I'm gonna press F a lot to kind of try to zoom into the object that I'm currently holding. So I would make this, and then I would, whoa, lucky that we have undo, and I would scale it to match the size that I'm going for. Maybe what I actually would do is to like take this guy and just lift it up and then drag this in. That's probably what I would do. And maybe extend it a bit, extend this a bit, and then I would press, with this selected, which you can't see, I would press 1 to make it into, or 2 to make it into a stair. So let's have a way to take our, this is called the ocean, what was it called? It would call the editor level block, editor level node is the name for this, and it has this like type property here. So let's go into the editor code, not editor camera, editor level editor. Here it is, and somewhere in here we can detect when you press a button. And we need to create some kind of like that undo code. You know, these actions, which we don't really need. Set, I'm gonna call this set type. I'm gonna do like func set type, and we're gonna pass it just the type, which should be an int, and this should do this whole undo redo thing. And pretty close. We just do the set type to str set type to type, and then the selected object's type Right, type, and then it should be set to type. Then I don't know if it actually runs this. So we'll set before we, and if it does it run the do method? I guess we can try it. So I want to print out selected object type here. Okay, cool. So now we just need to hook that up to the different 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. We have a key event here. Something like this. The key code is like key 1. You know what? This is gonna be a little bit obnoxious, but I'm actually gonna set 0 when you press that. So this time, I think I should be able now to press like 1 or 2. But it's broken. Or you have errors? Okay, that might be an issue. Guess we restart. I didn't save now, did I? Extend this. Just move it up. Drag this back. Right. Oh. That's another issue I've found. Like if you're at a bad angle, it's kind of hard to do the whole resizing thing. Put it here. Okay, cool. So now we have this selected and I press 2 and it doesn't really do anything. That sort of sucks. So I guess I have to figure out why that is. Okay. Get this doesn't wait. That needs to be 2. Come on. If I press these buttons, nothing happens. I don't know why. Oh, KP. That's not the same thing. That's the keypad. Now we can set 0 and 1. But it doesn't really set the value. Okay, so now we know that. So we have to set the type. Needs to be type. And then we need to call selected object dot update to make it actually happen. Now we can do these. Nothing happens, of course. That's where we have to figure out how to actually handle this. So we have this block tool. That we create. But we should only create that if the type is 0. So more or less, We shouldn't instantiate anything here. We are a collision thing here. That's good. All this is gonna work. Set size is gonna work. Update. This part is gonna be the same. This part is gonna be the same. This part will be broken out into update block, if it is a block, and that should also, like, if there is no block instantiated, it should rectify that. Alternatively, we will have a generic interface to these guys that will create different types of geometry for us. And then we just switch out which ones we want to have, and we make sure that that is instantiated like it should. I like that idea. So we're actually going to start this in the editor by making a general level block or level object type, something like that. Editor level node tool. We'll see. So our block tool looks like this. And if you like do the setup on it, it's gonna give you this kind of thing. So we're gonna start out with this and then modify it so that it can also generate like stairs. Yeah, we can make this one simpler too, because we don't really have we don't really use all of the things that you could with this. For example, there could be edge meshes in here. We could load some kind of damaged, like cube, it's called, something like this. I think you can do this and then just that's broken. Okay, but yeah, so this is sort of the baseline of the things we want to do. Script, we're gonna put them in level, block tool, and then wait, what is block tool? That is the thing. Okay, let's call the second one, let's make a base class. That's editor block. That's our name here. Class name editor block. It's gonna have a few functions. It's gonna have like the size, I think. And a few functions to set it up and do stuff. Random seed is pretty nice to have. And size is pretty nice to have. I don't think we need much more. We need a random seed. A size. We're gonna have a function let's call it update. That's gonna update the thing. And we want a little bit of plumbing inside of the editor, but I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. Call this do update. It's gonna be a bool because we don't have like we only want this to happen inside of the editor. We tell it to update. So now we can create our new scene here. New scene. Make it a 3D scene. Add the editor block to it. And if we're in the 3D view, we can do update, and it says, oh, yeah, we forgot one important part. It needs to be a tool script for this to work. We don't need to save it though. I just need to save this. Cool. So now I think like reattach this and then it should work. Do update, now it runs the update method. And this is the scaffold for our thing. Now we can make things that create these things for us. Stairs, other things, and we can just refer to this. The first thing we're going to do is make a thing that just creates a cube. And it should be super simple. It should be a cube of the size that we set here. And we're gonna not put it in here, but we're gonna put it in somewhere else. Create a script that inherits from this. It's gonna be called like editor block cube. Yes, it's sort of creating a button in the UI. I think there is going to be tools for this later on where you just mark something as a button. Editor block. It's very annoying that this doesn't have a thing, but we'll start somewhere. So we want prefabs level, and I'm going to create a new folder that's called editor, and I'm going to call this like editor block cube. Yo, def, it's coming along pretty nicely. So did you see? I'll boot it up so you can see the editor and how it works. I think I haven't broken anything yet. But I will in a few seconds. So you can actually make a level like this. You could drop in. Oh, I gotta fix the orange colors. Not quite right. And you can, at any point, like press tab and go into edit mode. And if you want to like, say, make this pillar taller, you can do that, or make it wider. You can duplicate things, so you can get like these multiple pillars maybe. Whoa, I think I duplicated something. Get rid of it. Okay. I keep holding Alt when I shouldn't. So you can do all this. You can like very quickly just change the size of things. And then if you want to look how it looks in game, you could just press tab and start flying around. It automatically generates the flip side for you. And there needs to be a way to like make things not symmetrical. That's not in there yet. And currently we're working on making something that would be like a stair. Right? So we need to do that. So what I'm thinking is you just duplicate a block or whatever. Maybe make this. Trying this out here. Did I just jeet block into? Yeah, look, there's something up here that's just. We have a few visibility issues. Click that. No, not that button. This. Can I not select that one? That one just... I guess it's got bad times. But you would just like press a button to turn this block into a thing. What's your structure in the game project to break the game loop when you're enter then game editor with tab? Most of the game loop, like what you're thinking about is like the way the player moves, because there's no enemy spawning or anything like that right now. The only thing I'm doing is like removing the player and switching to another camera. So when the player is not in there, it's not in there. But yeah, so you would take this, press 2 to make it into like a stair, and then something would generate a stair there in the place of that. Both is the idea, Syracuse. I already feel like I'm more creative in there than I am with other stuff, but yeah. So let's get going here. So this is the cube thing. This is what we're gonna use for just testing. And we can call like super here if we want to do something, and then we need to make sure that we have the things that we need to have in this. So I think we're gonna need 2 things. The first thing is gonna be the mesh instance. Yeah, mesh instance. And then we're gonna need the collider, which is gonna be collision shape, not collision shape 3D. Yeah, collision shape 3D. No, it should be static body 3D. And then we're gonna need the let's call this body. Let's call this collider. Fine. So yeah, we probably should have like the mesh. It's gonna be cube mesh. Is it box mesh? Box mesh, okay. So we can just check if these don't exist, like if mesh instance equals null, we need to create them. So the first thing we do is say like mesh instance. I think it actually should be mesh underscore instance equals new mesh instance 3D new. And then mesh equals new box mesh, like that. And then we say mesh instance dot mesh equals mesh, just so we have that set up. And then we need to add it as a child. Mesh. I think we also should have a clear thing. Let's put that in here as well. Func clear. Print clear. And we'll do one of those called do clear. Clear. And clear should be done in good places. Like that. Func clear. Super. And then we just remove all the things that we don't need. We say like mesh instance or yeah, mesh instance dot queue_free mesh queue_free. Well, we gotta check if it exists first. If mesh instance not equals null, can Can you put that on the same line? I think you can. The mesh, not sure you can cube feed. Yeah, probably. Body. And collider. Cue those free, and then just for the sake of it, we're also going to. Also going to set these to null here. That should work. This should be a static body 3D. And then we're gonna have the collider be a box shape 3D. And body is gonna have that shape. Yep. And then we need to add it. Should work. There is a trick that we need to do as well to make it show up in the inspector here. So we're going to look at the block tool code, and there's going to be something down here that's called like ownage, which simply will take our stuff and make sure it is owned correctly. And it's recursive. I don't remember how it's used. Let's check that out. Right, we need something like this. And this ownage thing should not live here. It should be living on the editor block level. And what we could do is just call ownage at the end of an update. We don't really need this. Yep, Spirulina. Punage. Stream will be in VODs on YouTube, yes. We could add a, if you want to, MindRage, if you want to add a VODs command, you can do that. That links directly to the live section. Cool. Let's see how well this works. 3D. Go through the tool. Do the update. Nothing happens. It calls update. Oh wait, we don't have the right script on it. Put that on there. Then we press update, and it creates a cube. But it didn't create the other stuff. Shape with the value of box shape to base object static body 3D. What? We did some... Body is static body 3D. Collider is box shape 3D. Body shape is collider. I don't understand. This should work. So now it didn't work at all. This time. It does say update, but it didn't create anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the things created aren't properly destroyed, because we're not getting in here, or are we? Yeah, we're still having mesh instance. Mesh instance is not null. How that is possible, I do not know. Because clear should run this code, right? Oh, we need to use is instance valid potentially for this. Because it might have, but still we set it to null there in the clear method, so... oh yeah, you're saying that, but it still doesn't work. Invalid assignment of property or key shape with value of type box shape 3D on a base object of static body 3D. Wait, we need another step. We need another step, and it should be it's a collider, and then we need the body, and then we need a collision shape 3D. This is more annoying than it needs to be. That's how I feel about things. So we can't set this here. We gotta also create a new thing, which is the collision shape. Which is a collision shape 3D. Which needs to be added to the body. So body, and child, collision shape. And then we add the body, and then we set the collision shape.shape to that. And then we make sure it's owned properly. Can be both is null or valid. Well, if it's null, it's probably not a valid thing. That's what I'm thinking. Clear. Clear says previously freed. Oh, we need to do it here too, of course. No, if it is valid, we queue free it, and then we reset the references. So my clear didn't work. What? Oh, there's no such thing on the box mesh. So I think maybe we only need to do it on the actual... clear now. Box shape. The body that we should destroy. Body. And probably in the other order. So maybe this is enough to destroy that one too. But there we go. Clear works. This does now say test, which doesn't give us much. I'm also gonna guess that it didn't work. So this should obviously be, if not is instance valid, create the things. Wow, this was a bit more of a bit more bullshit than I was hoping. And let's apply the size and positioning of these. So the box and the collider is gonna be they have a pivot in the center, and we want it to be in one of the corners for the sake of working with the editor. Now that we know that after these calls we're gonna be sure that we have a or let's do the mesh first because it's easy to see. So the mesh dot size is gonna be size because that might have updated, and then the same for collision shape size, or wait, it's not collision shape, it's collider. I think these sort of should work. And then we offset the mesh instance position with half of size. And the same with is it the collision shape? Either the position shape or collision shape or the other stuff. The containing one, like the static body. Cool, so now we do like update. No, it's jeeted things out of existence. No, it didn't. I was just too close. So is this the a reasonable? So positive X should be in that direction. It is. I think it's fine. So we change size X to 5. We see. I do feel like maybe the Z direction feels the opposite of what it should be, but that's Godot for you. So this now works. Let's see if we can use this to build the level. We might also want to like add some materials to this, but it should be working. It should be the same as the other one. So this is going to be called Cube Tool, and inside of our script here, the editor level node, we have a reference to this editor block tool. We're gonna put in another one that's gonna be this cube tool. Can we show this in file system? Oh. So, hey, why is this called? That's not what it should be called. That's gonna be a headache later. Editor block cube. There we go. And then we're gonna, instead of using this, do this. And I guess the only thing we care about is that we run setup. But it's not going to be called setup anymore. It's going to be called update. Because that's what this one is called. Yeah. So with any luck, we'll see a really bright level here. That looks like it did before. Whoa. So angry. Right, it's not a block tool anymore. It should be an editor block. Let me start. See, this is the level. It's a little bit bright, but it seems to have translated the positions and stuff perfectly. And probably even here I'm seeing some differences. What is that about? And what happens if I try to oh, is this the remnants of what's here? We should be doing a clear here just to be sure. And then we do Control L to reload. And that didn't seem to work, so let's restart, I guess. Just so we don't have like things as children of this node. Maybe I didn't save it. Yeah, that's better. Although, what's up with this guy? Is that a remnant of something else? Why can I not select it? But this now works and feels like it should. Cool. So that's our block tool. Let us actually keep using this for a second here while we're figuring things out. Lettuce. We want to add this material to the mesh instance. This is going to be material override is material and 2 cube tool. This should now be, why not? There we go. Base level stone material, and if we run the game now, it should work. Oh, that's an interesting, Spirulina. Maybe I'll take a look at that. Cool. It seems to have done it. Some nasty sea fighting here. Cool. Yeah, this seems to be working. So what we want to do now is remember which type it is and create another one that generates a stair. Cool. So let's make a new cube tool. Editor block stair. This is a new script. It's going to be a little bit similar to this. But yeah, let's create a new script. Editor. stair. Extends editor block. Class name stair. Did I have to set this as a tool? Yes. I think I have to do that on all the levels. So this would be editor block stair. And there's some other things in here that we just want to use directly. Maybe. I'm gonna start slightly differently on this one because editor block stair. The other one should probably be called editor block cube, not cube tool. So, what is a stair? A stair is a wedge shape, and I don't think there is a procedural wedge shape in this. But we have a stair collider that we can use. And then we can generate the actual steps by instantiating or using some kind of mesh instantiation thing. So we're actually going to create the collider directly here. We want a static body 3D, and that needs a mesh collider. You know what? Let's actually do it this way. Let's just add a mesh instance. This is gonna become our collider, collider mesh. So if we want to see it, we can have it. And then we're going to set up this to be like the stair 2 meter geometry, and this one is kind of annoying because it doesn't have the right shape. So we're going to open up the Brutalist stuff and change that, I think. So we have a 1x1 that's in the corner and all that good stuff. So that would be models, Brutalist. Could probably be somewhere else. Yes, but I wanted to open the... You know what? Let's just open Blender here because it doesn't know the version. Here we go. I don't know which direction things should go in, but yeah. Let's just create a new object. A cube. It's gonna be 1x1. And I'm not sure where I want. I think I want it there, but we'll figure that out. And then we're gonna dissolve one edge. And then we have our wedge shape. So this is gonna be called wedge. And then we're also gonna need to call this wedge here. Cool. So now when we go back in here, take it will... We need to like set up the thing, set mesh save paths. And it needs to be inside of meshes. Select, and then we just make sure this one goes in there as well. Re-import. It shouldn't take long. Cool. So now we can change this mesh into wedge. Boom. This now has a reasonable size and everything. And if I look at this, it's got the positive C going that direction, and X going that. So it's like in the positive directions. That makes sense. And this one then does seem reasonable. Yes, this should work. Booster ramp? Yeah, that would be cool. I should have that actually. And then we just need to scale it to match the size. So let us collider mesh. We're just gonna use this to start with. It's not even gonna be like any procedural placement of stuff yet. We're just gonna use this and see if we can make it work in the game. This should just be a mesh instance, 3D, and then in update, wait. This is in block cube. Thought we were on the wrong place. Collider mesh instance, and then we do func update, and we just say super, and then we just say collider mesh dot. Oh shit! It doesn't like when we have. There's gonna be a problem maybe. Non-uniform scaling of collision meshes sucks. Right, you're right, Zul. I don't know if that's gonna work, but we'll try. I think Jolt does do some things to fix that, and that it works, but we'll see. Collider mesh. It should be size. And if I just press do update now, it's scaling it. What? What? We have the wrong script. Assign that and see bugs. I want to drag that in there, but I can't. Gotta do that. I don't know why. Now do update. Will scale it. And if I change it to be like, oh, I wanted this to be 5 meters tall, and then do update, it should work. And we can also apply the correct material here. Look a little bit better. Base level stone material. Sure. This needs to be cleared. Sweet. Now we can go back to the editor code. And we try to swap out those things when we have it. And it needs to do the mirroring too, which is kind of annoying. Let's see what it does. So, editor level node. These need to be named. So here we can cache var lost type. Set it to -1, and then if lost type is not the same as type, we do the kind of instantiation part. In update here, that's what I'm thinking. These all stay. This is what needs to change. So, do we... This whole like instantiate part only needs to happen when we have changed something. Let's start by doing the simple thing, like prefab. And this doesn't really work, but we do like it's either the cube if type equals 0, and we have to do like if lost type not equals type. This is where we wanna do this. Else it is the stair one. I think we can just do block stair. Change this to stair. That's good. There's only 2 types. We'll change it later. And then we need to create and add those as children. So the first one we always gonna need, so we're gonna use gonna instantiate the prefab somewhere. We have a mirror or like block tool. It's called. Let's rename that later to like something. We're gonna set that to be prefab.instantiate. But also, if we already have a block tool, why am I writing my code backwards? Block tool queue-free. And if we have mirror block tool, we do mirror block tool free. We create the thing, set it up, and then we do like if use mirror block tool is gonna be instantiated as well. Cool. And then we just need to set it up and update it. That's what I'm thinking. So more or less what we're doing here. Grappling hook thing somewhere. I mean in Git, but not in here. Let's comment this a little bit. Type changed. Set up. What do we call them? Like blocks? One thing with these is that I need to, instead of doing this, I actually need to scale them differently dependent on because the stair is going to be upside down in the upside down. But I guess we'll get there. See what happens if anything. Boot into a really empty editor, so that didn't work at all. Things are here, but it's not working. We need to make sure that last type is type. Otherwise, it won't work. This wouldn't do anything. I'm a bit surprised that this doesn't seem to happen. Oh wait, I forgot to add the things. Let's try it now. See what happens. Would you look at that? We actually have our stair here. We can select it. We can rotate it. I think it's rotating around a bad angle. Make this a stair. Yeah, it is. The stair is should be twice the size because it's not matching right now, is it? It looks like it's just half the size it should be. Let's take a look in Blender what the actual offsets are here. Yeah, that's 0.5. This should be 1. This Z should be 1. This should be -1. That should work. Save that, go back, gotta restart. Sure. I think we're gonna have to show for some things, like the stairs. We're gonna have to show, because if I guess the rotation works, but if I drag here, it's gonna be like, it doesn't feel like it's the right angle I'm dragging at. Either we're gonna have to show it, show the box around it so it's more intuitive. We're gonna have to do something else. I don't know yet. But this is a stair-ish. And you can like scale it to be different heights. We might have to do like a procedural thing with that. Because now it doesn't have colliders. You can make it like different sizes. You could easily like do something like this. And you could easily like drag it, and it doesn't copy the type. That's the thing we gotta fix. But it's a start. It's a start. Can you make a flat stairs, like a ramp without the bottom? Not sure. Without the bottom, like just that angle, probably. But I think we'll get there. But now our main problem is this: no collision. Now we see if we can actually just use the collision code. Here's another experiment I want to do. Like, what if we went in here, changed this out? Will that be synced over? Because what I want to do is like create a collision shape here. It should be static child body tri-mesh. Sure. Save this. And then we, first of all, I think should check that it doesn't just work like that. No, it does not. Then we go in here, we make it a block again, and then back into a stair. That still doesn't work. So I guess we got to restart when we do these kinds of changes, which sucks. So alternatively, hey, look at that. I think the scaling works. Which makes this problem, I think, easier. Because now we can simply say that the scaling is negative when it's below. So the mirror here, mirror block tool position should not be according to size, and this size should be inverted in the y-axis. So just vector 3 size x minus size y and size z. And then if we reload, that's not correct. Also, all of our blocks did not like that negative scaling there. So we might have to handle that somehow. So first of all, let's check if the collisions are working. The collisions are working. But everything is inverted here. I don't know quite. Could rotate 180 in all of these cases at least. But I wonder if you can do that for everything. We can try it. Let's see if we can figure out another way of doing it. So if we do the position and we set the size the same, and then we say mirror block tool rotate local, around some axis. Wait, what is mirror block tool? It's supposed to be editor block is extends node 3D is better. Yeah, this does confuse it a lot. Maybe it doesn't actually. We can just subtract CX from this. So we say this is 180 degrees. The models are origin centered. But now they're rotated and offset somehow. I don't. Hard to tell what the actual, like, what happened. But I was thinking, so position Y position.x should be equals negative to size x is what I'm thinking. To make them like position correctly. Save that. Save. Reload. No, it's nowhere close correct. The size looks like incredibly weird too. Wait, are we having a ton of errors? No. Actually not. Now I think they're just overlapping everything. This is very confusing. Create a block here. And I tell it to rotate that block 180 degrees. Save, load. It goes over here, so it probably should be adding size X to the... and then we need to offset Y in the same way, because now it just, or not the same way, but and we potentially would also have to, yeah, it needs to be ×2. But dude, I think this is pretty close. We can do like put this on the ground, scale it up works. How does the stair part work? Collisions work. Scaled colliders work. That's pretty sweet. So if we wanted to make this stair into colliders instead, we can just, or an actual stair. How would that feel? There's a lot of things here. So I press this and it becomes a stair, I think. But it's the wrong direction, so we just rotate it around. We'll pull it close. Increase the size that way. But now it's really hard to move it this direction, or like you don't know where it is. Because you can't see the plane you are actually scaling it at. But this should work. Zoop. It's possible there is a more intuitive way of doing this, but I guess this is how we start. We also have a bunch of Z fighting here that we didn't have before because we used a smarter it didn't just create a cube, it actually created like a bunch of these other cubes instantiated, so that hid some of the Z fighting issues. So I want to get back to that, but creating the steps for the stair might be a more fun little exercise here. What is a good way of doing that then? So I guess what we can do is just place a bunch of cubes in a line of like we calculate the number of steps that the angle and length would entail. It's just Pythagoras theorem to get the diagonal, that's the length, and we divide that by stair step and doing things. But we need to have something to copy, alternatively use, and I think this might be the winner, use a multi-mesh instance instead of instantiating a whole bunch of these things in here. We can just use one multi-mesh instance. If I could remember how it works, it would be awesome. Create a new multi-mesh, and this one will have a mesh. Do we have a 1x1 cube inside of our thing here? I think the smallest one is like 4x4 or something to that effect. This is gonna drive me nuts. You can't drive this camera. Yeah, these cubes. Let's take this one, duplicate it, and make it 1x1. I think these are 4x4. So if we just scale it by 0.25, and we're gonna get our cube here. So we're gonna set it at 0, go in there, move it up by whatever. Where was the this one has it in the top right corner from this perspective, so let's do that here too. Let's move it here, I guess. And with any luck, we can take this stair step. Should we call it stair step and put the pivot in a reasonable position? There are good things with actually keeping because it's easier to like randomly rotate it in all directions. I'm gonna go ahead and take us back to the centered pivot here. Sure. Stair step. Stair step. Might be a bit too much damage to it, but we'll see. Because the damage looks weird when it's stretched. That's the big issue. But yeah. Go through this song and dance again. I would love it to be automatic. It's kind of error prone. Quick load, stair step, and we do get this thing in there. Buffer. This is the do one instance. I'm gonna get this. I think there's like a matrix or something like that in here. And it needs to be 3D. I don't know if there's a good reason why this doesn't like show anything. I would have expected us to see something. Didn't set it to 3D. Ah, when we have instances, we can't change the... But still, where is the mesh? Doesn't show up. This probably means like position, scale, rotation, and stuff is like a in a bad place. I have most of my meshes in one Blender file. Yes, I just find it easier to manage. Because a lot of the time you want to like keep the same material across multiple level stuff or mesh stuff, and it's kind of a hassle if you got 100 of them. And I also want to press Control S once and it just appears in the game. But anyway, let's create our multi-mesh instance. Are we gonna try to fill this out somehow? We want to set something. Set transform, I think it is something. Or do we, is it multi-mesh set transform? Yes. Instance ID 0, and then we just do transform 3D dot identity potentially. So this one needs that, and then we can do setup. See, here's our thing. So now we just need to figure out where to put the steps and how to scale them. I was thinking there are two ways of doing it. One would be to draw like a line from the center of the top to the bottom, and then just distribute them and scale the x-axis to fit. Maybe we start with that. So we can first calculate the stair length, and that should be size. So we're working with which dimension? We're working with Z. So X and hello, keyboard. X and Y. Get the square root of that, and we got the stair length. If I could spell. Hey, Spires, welcome. How are you doing? How was your stream? Thank you for the raid. I guess you gotta run. Do it. See you soon. So we do that. And then step count is gonna be, so let's do, what should we do? Like one step per, I guess we can just put in export step size. Let's set it to be something like 0.5. Step count is going to be stair length divided by step size. And this is where we have to set up the multi-mesh to have this many instances. And then I guess we can just save our stair top. It's going to be a position. So we're just going to take the it's going to be size. It's going to be vector 3 size x divided by 2 size y. That's the top, and then stair bottom is going to be the same there, but this should be 0. And this is going to be size z. And then we can simply loop over for I in step. Wait, it's got to go before. In step count. And we do A equals I divided by step count. I don't know if we need to float that, maybe. And then we set I to be transform 3D. How do we create a transform 3D from like this? Sure. So that would be like, depending on where we say we start, we do stair bottom lerp towards stair top over A. We don't have the scaling yet, but maybe it will do something. No. No, it crashed instead. Yo! Ocean Roriv. Not sure why it crashed. Seems unfair to me. What did we do? Who the heck is our... Is it this one? Yes. Set out of bounds. Oh, it's just creating a lot of them. So kill this, I guess. I haven't saved, so it's probably gonna be a little bit of rejiggering here. Oh, actually it did save. Why is everything pink? So, we did something wrong. Let's just say we do 10 for the sake of not breaking everything. Let's see if this will help. Oh no, we're into that where it lags a little bit every time. Okay. That's actually cool. So that didn't work. What is the mesh instance? We gotta up this. See, it is actually not that bad. Cool. So we need to set the visible. Can we set the visible instance to -1 and show all of them? Yes. We don't need to care about that. So then it's the scale. So I guess what we want to do is set X call this T. I think it's more readable to do this. So we want to have size as the X component. Here, I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna say like 0. This is like the something with step size. But something like 0.25, and here maybe I don't know, what do you think? This is the depth. This should also be a step size thing. Let's do 0.25. Boom. No work. Why? Did not work. Where we gotta set t equals. Oh no, it's stuck in some kind of t equals. I don't know. Since I don't know, maybe a version here, it's started to stop the or like some keys get stuck in a annoying fashion. And like some things are slow. Here we go. So that's wide. How come it's so wide? It's not just twice, right? It's more than that. Oh! The size is actually wrong in Blender. Because this one needs to be half the size here. Let's just make sure that is the case. Fortunately, I'm out of... Not that. This. You know what? I could see us writing more code in here again, because nice to have the script editor and the 3D view up at the same time, so you can kind of see what you're doing. It should be like this, but that's not correct. Hello? Oh, what's going on? Stop! It's just like lagging out. Is the other thing wrong then? It shouldn't be half, like... Can you set the scale? Maybe scale local? Shouldn't matter. Didn't it import properly? Because this one now, like, point here is at 1.3. That's not right. Like this should be at x 0.5. It's not even correct that way. Should we eyeball it? You just add a cube here. That's gonna be like size 0.5, sure. Where are you? Bring you over here. Put it at like 0 here. Sure, let's actually put this at some point. 60. This at 60. Then we go in and just eyeball the position of it. Why not? What's the worst thing that could happen? Perfect. Yeah, I've seen that before too. I am surprised though that this not. Actually, I can set it up to use the external editor by just toggling this on. Maybe it'll work better, I don't know. Apply scale in Blender. Good point. That might be it. It's actually, yeah, I did scale it the wrong way. There we go. Now this is dimensions. Are those wrong now? I think they are. They should be 111, right? Yeah, I think they should be. So this cube should have been 1, but it was fooling us. But we can simply do 1, 1, 1, and then apply scale. Try again. Thank you. Cool. So what does stair, how do we make this nice? This should definitely be somehow the distant. This should be Z should be the step count, the size, Z divided by the step count. This I believe very strongly. Check that beautiful stair out. Before we do anything, can we do like t equals t dot rotated, and then randomly around? Let's say this is the angle, right? Or what is this? Axis. So round it the x-axis, we say like pi divided by 2 should make it a little bit, and then we do like rand I range 0 through 4 times pi. Should now... No? Why are you not like this? Can't find constant x. Right is what it should be. Never mind. Do the update. So now they are randomly rotated. And I'm thinking for this to work, it's got to do also the same in the other direction. Otherwise it won't. Oh, so look at this beautiful stair here. Modular. Probably gonna look decent in game. So let's try how this looks in game. If it works at all. It might be that the multi-mesh is not in local space. This I don't know. But it does seem to be correct. It does not seem to be correct. Here it does seem to be correct. Is there some... What constitutes that is not correct? Is it the rotation? It's not the rotation. Is it the scaling? No. We need to also have the random apply properly. So why is this so wrong then? Oh, it snapped into place? Was there some... No, it initializes to the wrong place. Is it the same in the mirror? It's not the same in the mirror. Save. Oh. There's something wrong with how this works. Oh, we need to do the whole... save this one. Wonder if there's some strange... See? That rotation needs to be seeded. We do randi range. We need to create a random in here. I want to do that in here. Editor block. We can have a random number generator. Random number generator seed equals random seed equals random seed. Yes. And now that we go here, instead of randi range, we do like random randi range, I think, which should make it so that it doesn't like flicker when we're moving things, for example. Yeah, that's better. It will flicker if we like scale it so that there is different amounts of stairs. Wait, is this correct? Oh, is there two of them here? There's not two of them. This just was just cursed. Save that. Reload. That works. We move it in here. Into place. Make sure that we have a consistent, so that the collider sort of works, so we're not getting stuck on anything. That seems right. Now this one is broken. What the? Oh, I know what's going on. This multi-mesh gets reused for the different ones. That's the problem. That sucks. So this is the same multi-mesh in multiple places. Local to scene could solve it. Let's try it. Good point, Spiru. Yep, I think that works now. But this... Yeah, I don't know that the... Now we're getting stuck on this edge here. Would be nice to have some sort of proper thing, right? Plus, this one, the top should be like matching up better. I don't know that it matters a lot for the look, but yeah, probably a little bit. And if we rotate before we scale... No, if we rotate after we scale... we should be able to... I think. Another thing that I want to do is like maybe have a stair width so that it creates like every stair step can be split into multiple instances at like some kind of random... So we split them horizontally like 3 times or 4 times, and then it individually rotates the stair steps. It could be a pretty nice way of getting some more breakup into wide stairs. Curved stairs. That's gonna be another. It's gonna be another issue. I think there might be something where we do. Like maybe you can rotate individual faces in just Y, and that it automatically creates the little bend. Could be a cool way of getting to that point where we talked about before. But yeah, this seems to work. Let's shift our focus from the stairs a little bit to getting the blocks to feel as good as the previous ones. And that's gonna be just a whole bunch of copy paste. And removing some stuff that we don't need anymore. So we want to go to prefabs, level, editor, the cube one. I think it's maybe nice to have a cube. So maybe we keep this one and we create another one. Duplicate and call this like block. We want to kind of break it up into what you would call it, fractured, or it's called greedy because it's going to use a greedy algorithm to fill the thing. So we already have the block editor block. Whoa. Cat came in at 110 million speed. Did she bring in an animal? Wait, I'm in the wrong place. This one. It creates these like things, and you can like change the random seed, and it generates a different breakdown of this. It's a little bit nicer than some of the others. So this block tool has a lot of code in it. So how do we take what's good here? There's like a lot of things that we don't need. This could also be done using multi-mesh instance, I think. We'll save some performance, I believe. Create the edge meshes. Yeah, so more or less all of this can be turned into something else, but let's see what we can do. We're just zoomed in too much. This one is going to be called editor block greedy. And then we're going to create our script somehow in here. Editor block greedy. Save that, and this will now be the new one. So show the script. Put that on there, and cool. And the only thing we're gonna need with this, and that is new, is the multi-mesh instance. We're gonna make sure that it's 3D, and then we can go just grab the things, the voxel stuff from the other code, generate the generate all the positions and scales, and then we can use that, I think. For this particular thing, I think what we should do is set, for now, mesh instance visible to false, because we don't need to see that. Yeah, we just see the collider. That's good. And then we need to have a reference to our multi-mesh instance. Like that. What are you doing, cat? Let me go check. One second. Make sure I don't have anything dumb up here. No, that's probably it. We don't really need this anymore. Cool. So our block tool has all these features to it. The thing that we need is like the block size. I think block size is the these are the things that we should transfer. They should be up here. Whoa. Okay. Then I think we can generate from the size is the same, random will be correct, and then we have a whole bunch of these things, and then we need to not create the meshes because we're going to use a different technique this time. Yo, Rockadoodle! Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream and go be on your merry way. See each other soon. So it is that whole block instance thing, right? Do we put this in like its own file? Is this how you do it? Ref counted, maybe? Seems to have worked. This one still works too. So update the multi-mesh. This will be like do greedy expansion, and we save everything into expanded, I guess. Well, where do we save the blocks? We do that, of course, in block instance. So blocks is the thing that we're gonna turn into. I'm gonna reuse the stair step for this. And then we're going to figure out how we did it before. Create the meshes. Go through the blocks. And we calculate like all of these. Let's borrow this code. Random. Is that block random offset is not declared? Okay, let's. Still angry. We don't need this. We don't need this. And this is where we need to turn. This is what we need to turn into. Hey! To me, it seems like T is a transform. And what is the transformed? This is just randomizing rotations, right? Or what's going on here? Something with block scale. Greedy blocks, yes. So multi-mesh. Let's try multi-mesh. Set instance transform BT. That should do something. So let's do update. Do the update. It doesn't do anything. Did it set up? The instance count is 0. That sucks. Did we forget something? Does the scale of the blocks? No, then it should be just 1. So blocks push block. So there's something in here. Voxel counts doesn't get correctly calculated, maybe. Size, block size. Size is gonna be correct, I think. Block scale. Maybe that's block size. Okay. So this is instance count 0 still. Invalid assignment of property of key instance count with a value of type int on a base object of type multi-mesh instance 3D. Right, so we need to do dot multi-mesh. I can live with that. It's probably just missing the scaling here, so this last part here, scaled by block size. I think this is the key, and maybe there's an offset that goes in here somewhere. Along these lines, maybe. Right. So block size is set to smaller, or these are set to smaller numbers. Hey, look at that! It works. Now I think the random offset needs to be much smaller. And we do want the rotations as well. And block size, I don't know what it should be, but it could be like something much bigger. We need a better material on the multi-mesh. Level, base, stone. It is better and worse, I guess, because now it's kind of awkwardly set up here. Look at that. Now we can see how it's going to look in game. So now we go into our friend the editor block. No, into the node GD, this one. And then we just change out the cube to be the greedy. And then we try the game. Oh, qubits! Whoa. Okay. It is mildly slow. We need to... This is like a lot of multi-meshes. So we need to do something about that. I wouldn't expect it to be this slow, actually, if I'm totally honest. The other thing we can do is, like, we don't need to create... we don't need to create the meshes for the insides of these either. So it's like creating a lot more than it needs. You can only do it on the surfaces later. But this is too much. I think it's simply because of the size we set here. Let's try loading with that change. Doesn't update. Let's actually go in and check the editor block tool, what it was set to. 4.6, I think that was a pretty good. 4.6. Save it. Run it. Why are these meshes instead of normal maps? Could do both. But I like the idea of doing that. But there's a technical reason as well, which is the wait, there's something to get stuck on here. Strange. I think you can probably see that this wouldn't be easy to do with a normal map, where you get the outlining from the depth. I'm not aiming it's impossible, but I think it's pretty hard. Did we get stuck there too? Like at that edge? It's actually this guy we're getting stuck on. I don't know why. We shouldn't. The multi-meshes shouldn't have any colliders, and yeah, a bit strange. We gotta solve some of these issues. The same here is like there was a thing to get stuck on. I don't know what that is or why, but I guess it's gonna be. It's even weirder because it wasn't like at that point. It was just like. See, I'm getting stuck on something here. What is that? Oh, could it be that I have bullshit in my level that I haven't removed? Well, they should be removed. They should have been removed. Maybe I didn't save that. Yeah, I should have saved that. So I got all this shit here for debugging purposes. Like, but it's all in free and ready. Free and ready. Show collisions. That doesn't work because the way I do things. Unfortunately. But it would be good if it did. Oh, it actually does work. Check it. See, there is something weird going on here. What is that? Why is there a collider there? Oh, look at that. See? I know why. Stupid me. Stupid old me. I forgot to reset the one of them. It's like the no, that should be in here. Clear. Update. Yeah, it should work. Maybe I'm doing something wrong with because it's on all of these. They just seem to be like inside of them. Kind of dig the the outlining effect. Where? How? Like. Is it the mirroring? No. There seems to be an extra collider there. That's strange. Because the actual collider of this guy, whoa, does work too, right? Yeah. So how can there be an extra collider? Potentially because I have something saved in here that's like not showing up here because we had an error at some point. Restart. Restart. Is your subviewport in the main scene for rendering level as a texture for the menu? No, I'm actually using the subviewport to I'll show you, but it's I do the whole pixelization filter on the subviewport. Like if you have a bad computer or a slower computer, you can increase pixelization in the settings, and that scales the texture it renders to. Come on. Boot up! Let's go. You can do it. No, we still have the issue. Do we have the issue for everything, or just... They're weirdly scaled or rotated? See... Check the remote. It's gonna be a bit hard to find these, but they should be in here somewhere. Possibly it's the last one. If I go in here and just rotate this, is it gonna update the... where's the transform stuff? Here. You see, this is the object. Oh, I don't need to create the collision shape for this. That's handled inside of the block. Gotcha. So where does this collision shape come from? And why would it be wrong? That's the other... That's the other thing. But we can work with this. Editor block doesn't create a collision shape. Editor block greedy should create a collision shape, right? Wait. We're forgetting to set one of these. Oh shit, how does this work? This is gonna get placed inside of another static body. That is the thing we're like manipulating when we're creating the level. Awesome sauce. So this is one of them, but I wonder if... Because the outer one... Yeah, see? This is not the right size. This static body has the wrong collision shape. This box shape is not set up to be the right size. And now it created more of them. No, not that one. But these go away. Ah. Okay, this is gonna work now, I think. Now we don't get those extra collision shapes here. Cool. Let's turn off the collision shapes. Can you do that while... Oh, we gotta restart. Sometimes there's a little bit of a gap, which I'm not sure of. Maybe we don't want that. Here, we still have the issue of like, you don't see what you're grabbing. Maybe I should do like a little, instead of the effect, yeah, and on these ones it doesn't even show you that you're hovering over them because it doesn't know that. See, it's actually doing loading on these automatically. Ah, cool. That little pop there. Let's see if we can do some random rotations on these cubes before we move on. Maybe we should like commit also because we have made big changes. So let's go set this one to be bigger, so like 30 by 5 by 25. Do update, and then we need to make sure it's cleared. You know what? I think if we did change these to export vars, we might get away with it, where we don't have to clear it before we do it. Let's see if that's true, because then it's going to serialize these values and the references. Hard to tell. No, it doesn't work. It's very broken. Okay, level. We'll tackle that later. That was not a good idea. Randomly rotate. Since these have their this should work, right? Clear, update. Now they seem to be a little bit less uniform because they're rotated differently. So now we gotta do clear before we play on these, which I don't know. Maybe there's a way to hook that up. Hey Skyfer, I missed you before, by the way. Sorry, like 10 minutes ago. You do a little bit of styling on the stairs as well, or are we? Gotta do it in here. Thinking is maybe we can like pull the stairs down to the water line. What I was thinking was like, whoa. I'm inside of something. It is kind of hard to tell what's going on here. But I think, yeah, we have a good... Everything has the same material now, which is like a little bit sucky. And usually the levels I make aren't this tall. So there's a lot of, like, it looks like it goes to black in too many places maybe. But it's more of a scale issue, I guess. I don't know. Here, how hard would it be to, like, just pull this back? Pull these back. Just trying some general, like, these are some things that I might want to do. Since we don't have multi-select, that's a little bit annoying. We also don't have anything that shows you that things are selected. I think that's a semi-major problem, at least. Like how these rock things from that rock cube thing, it just pretty nice. I also love how when there's light coming from there, the only thing I don't love is that the sky color maybe isn't it should probably be green, right? But we can take a look at that later. Cool, let's figure out why can we not hover over these and get like a preview? It used to work, but now it doesn't, so there's some difference. And the way it works is that in editor, we have this highlight, set recursive highlight. It doesn't work on multi-mesh instance. That's the thing. I think potentially this works, but I'm not sure. Might be that we have to do some other bullshit. Nope, it works. So also, it would be nice if when we're selecting something, it would turn like yellow or some other color. But we don't do that right now, and I think it's because the selected material selection doesn't change highlights. Set hovered object. Can you set recursive highlight here, maybe? And if we're passing it to, it's going to be the selected thing, right? Selected material. Right. So when we're hovering, we click, and it turns yellow, And then we're like hovering again and it resets it. Which is the thing we need to figure out. Set recursive highlight, set hovered object. Set it to be 0 if it's not selected. If it's selected, it's 2. And the same here. If you're hovering over the selected object, gotta think about that. This doesn't look right. Other way around. If it's not equal to the selected object, that should work. We just need to... These are too far away. We click and it's now selected. Unless we're hovering over it. If we deselect, we need to... Because I think we can deselect, right? We can rotate this, deselect, and now we cannot rotate. So when we're deselecting, we got to set that to be not selected. Is it UI cancel or set recursive highlight selected object 0. This should also probably happen when you click outside. We need to redo this when we get to the actual. If I click here, it's not gonna do it because is there another? Somewhere else we set selected object. We just need a function to do this instead. So here we need to do if... oh wait, we shouldn't... sure. This is the old one. Set recursive highlight 0 on the old one, and then we do on the new one. Cool. And then we say like, where do we use this? We use this here. So we need to do that instead of the selected object with that. Let's do this instead. See if there's another. No. So now it should work. Click to select an object, deselect, click, deselect. It's nice. Selected is a little tiny bit like overpowering in terms of also, does it work for the stairs? Make it a stair. Rotate. Yeah, it seems to be perfect. It should also be like a reset, unless you forgot, like if you forgot the size of your object or rotation is not aligned or something. Well, cool. Let's adjust the material. So select what? Selected material is in here. Make it a ton less visible. Select this. Make it another color too if we wanted to, like that's a little bit better. It's like just barely visible that this is selected. Maybe that's a little bit too little. Hover, do the same, just pull the thing down a little bit. That's a good hover. Maybe it's even a little bit too much. Still a little bit too much. Pretty good. Selected though could be then, it must be different to the hovered one. What do we want? We might make that purple instead, maybe. I'm not sure. It's not visible enough. Yellow is another color we can use. Select this, rotate it a little bit. Select this, select that, select this. Pretty good. Ooh, 7006. That's pretty good. But yeah, I hear you. Get rid of this. I can't get rid of it. It won't delete. My delete function is gone. Bugs? So what did I do to get rid of the delete function? It's not just that my delete button is broken, right? No. It seems to do something, but it's not sufficiently deleting it. Should be around here somewhere. No. Is there something that breaks somehow when I'm trying to delete something? Like if I create something new. Oh, also, I can't create something new. Restart. How hard do you think it'll be to implement waves? I don't know. Not super, but you gotta have UI to kind of select which wave you're currently editing and stuff like that. Maybe like different modes for when you're editing waves. How do you move enemies, and how do you like? Yeah. Okay. Oh, now it works. So it was something temporary. Okay. No need to debug that. It's not shift, it's control. But we almost have all the tools we need to create the geometry for a level that's playable. We just need the enemies, the player start position, some way of making like barriers, and the waves. And then we should be pretty good. I think also it's a whole like a bunch of decorations are needed to make this not look like it's just a frickin' like the same. Everything is made out of the same rock. Maybe there's a material selector somehow, like maybe you can have different materials on any object. Should we try let's commit this as a like this is the thing we have made. And then we think about what's next. We got stairs. We got blocks. It is that like lighting is a thing. Spawning. The play thing will also be quite different when we're getting into that. Yeah, not sure what the next step should be, but I think what I should do is probably eat something and take a little break. Maybe I'll come back, maybe I'll do something off stream. We've been doing a good little, like, almost 4-hour stream. Yeah. Yeah, let me take a break, figure out what we want to do next, and we'll see. Let's go to some sort of a browser. Twitch. Twitch is going. Making a synth? Looks like... No, that's Sonic. Back to this.
Yes, so regularly starts his stream, popping in here to say things while he's streaming. We are streaming right now while being talking.
Yeah, you should all, if you liked what you saw, wishlist, join the Discord, and like, yeah, be nice to Bags, and we'll see each other soon. Okay, hugs.